Welcome back to another video, guys. So in this video, I want to talk about a real estate sales cold calling script that does not make the prospect feel pressured. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to dial when they say hello, or you hear somebody pick up the phone. You're going to say, "Hi, John." Again, we've talked about this before, but that's called assuming the name. And they're like, "Yeah, this is John. How can I help you?" Or, "This is John. What's up?" "Hey, John, this is Ray Smith, real estate agent from XYZ Company. How are you?" And that is your cold call opener, but it is not salesy. It is not gimmicky. You are clearly and slowly articulating your first and last name for transparency, what the type of professional you are, real estate agent, and the company that you're affiliated with, and that's it. And then, "How are you?" Just a natural conversation. No, you don't care how they are. There's a lot of people in sales who say, "Oh, don't say that because you really don't care how they are, so why are you going to ask them how they are?" Well, I ask my family members how they are all the time when I haven't seen them for 24 hours or so or more. I say, "How are you?" I care. It's a surface level conversation starter with somebody, even somebody I personally know. So I'm still going to ask, "How are you?" And again, you're introducing yourself. So it doesn't really matter what you say as long as you're polite, professional, and clear about who you are. And then they're going to say, "I'm good. How are you?" You're like, "I'm good. Thank you for asking." Or they'll say, "I'm good. What's this about?" So John, I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but a house just sold around the corner from you, and I was just reaching out to see if there's anything in the world that I can do for you. And you can keep it general like that. You don't have to say, "Do you want to buy or sell real estate?" Because that's what every other real estate cold calling script says. And that's sometimes what makes people feel like it's a sales call. And when they feel like it's a sales call, even if you're not trying to pressure them, they feel pressure. So that's what I do is I just say, "Hey, we just sold." I might say a house just sold around the corner from you, or we just sold a house around the corner from you. And is there anything in the world I can do for you? And I say, "Is there anything in the world I can do for you?" Because I'm not asking about buying or selling. I'm literally coming from a position of, "Hey, we do business in your area," meaning I'm in your area from time to time, or even a lot. "And is there anything I can help you with?" And I don't care really what they say. If they say, "Well, as far as what," I'm going to make it clear and say real estate. But if they're like, "No, there's nothing you can really do for me. I'm not looking to buy or sell," and I'll say, "Okay, no problem. Is there an agent that you would work with if you did ever have a need?" And people will say, "Well, I'm not really looking to make a move, so I'm not really thinking about that." Okay, well, if anything ever comes up, I would certainly love to be a resource for you. Is it okay to stay in touch? Because they've already said no, they don't have a real estate need. And most real estate agents are ending that call and going on to the next person. I'm looking to build a relationship with this person, regardless of whether they have a real estate need or not. So I will say, I'll say, they'll say, "No, there's no real estate." Well, if there's no real estate agent we have ties to, I'm like, "Okay, well, if anything ever comes up, I would certainly love to be a resource for you. Is it okay to stay in touch?" Once they give permission to stay in touch, and not before I ask and they give permission to stay in touch, I say, "Okay, perfect. What is the best email address for you?" If you ask for the email address too soon, you're not going to get it, and they're probably going to hang up on you because you're just like clingy to them. But if you already secure in a very general way, that you're asking if they can stay in touch, once you secure that permission, once they say yes to that, they really don't care how you stay in touch, because they're not going to think that you're going to necessarily talk to them all that often anyway. And that's probably true. You aren't going to talk to them that often. So it's really low pressure. And you just say, "Okay, what's a good email for you?" They give it to you. "Okay, cool. I'll send you my information. If you ever need anything, feel free to reach out. Thanks for taking the call. Take care." But the other thing I want to tell you is that when you're on these calls and they don't have a real estate need, and even if they do have a real estate need, but especially if they don't, one of the things that you can offer is say, "Hey, listen, thanks for taking my call. I got your email. I'm going to send you my information. One last thing, if you ever need any, I know you don't have any real estate needs, and you might never have any real estate needs, but even if you need a referral to a handyman, electrician, plumber, general contractor, anything like that, feel free to reach out. I've got a very good base of contacts for people in the trades. So if you ever need anything home maintenance related, since you are going to be in your home for a long time, feel free to reach out to me. And when you do that, there's some people who will be like, okay, cool. I don't need anything like that. Or they'll still repeat, well, I'm not looking to sell. And you've already established that. They've already established with you that they're not looking to make a move. You've already established you still want to stay in touch. They've already given you your email. You've told them you're going to send them the information, but they still think it's a sales call. So they'll instinctively say, well, no, I don't need a real estate. I don't need a referral to a tradesperson because I don't have any real estate needs, which is really, that doesn't even make any sense. If you don't have any real estate needs, you're going to be in your home a long time, which means that you're going to need, you might need a plumber or a handyman or electrician if you're going to be in your home a long time. But they think like you're BSing when you tell them that you can offer that. But the other thing is, many of the people that you offer that to are going to be people who actually say, you know what, I really appreciate that. You're the first person on a call that I've ever received, or first real estate agent that I've ever received a call like this from that's actually offered that didn't just say, hey, do you want to buy or sell? Or do you know anybody in the neighborhood who wants to buy or sell? You're the first person that actually is trying to find some way to be helpful to me. And that's why this works. That's why this works. You've already you've already respected their time. Hey, I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but we just sold a house around the corner from you. You're already respecting their time. When you're already introducing yourself and you say, hey, John, and then they say, okay, I'm good. How are you? One thing I forgot to mention is after you say, how are you? They're like, okay, I'm good. How are you? You can say, hey, John, am I catching you at an okay time for literally just a minute or two? That is like the permission-based way to ask to continue the conversation. So many real estate agents will just bulldoze through these property owners because they know it's a numbers game. And they figure, well, if the property owner has a real estate need, they're going to tell me. And if they don't, I don't care about ever talking to them again. I am telling you that you're going to there's more juice to squeeze out of each call if you simply come from a place of, I'm not looking to find people who are looking to sell. I'm looking to build relationships with people. And in the course of building so many relationships, you are going to find people who want to do business with you in the future. And what people don't realize about circle prospecting, cold calling property owners, is that if you call enough people, you are actually going to find people who are looking for, you're going to give you now business. I don't mean now like today, but I mean they're going to sell in the next 30, 60, 90 days. That's perfect. Like that's exactly what you would hope to happen. And if you're not having that happen, I can tell you right now, if you're not having that happen, you're not talking to enough people. It's as simple as that. It's not because of your script, even though this video is about a script and how to not sound salesy. This is what it's about. So the other thing I want to wrap up this with is, do not do the following. Do not say, hey, do you want to buy or sell? Or do you know anybody who wants to buy or sell? Some people will answer that way. Hey, I'm not looking to buy or sell, and I don't know anyone who's looking to buy or sell. But that's not how you want to ask them, because once they say no, then they're going to hang up the phone because they think the conversation's over because you were very transactional. But if you just say, hey, listen, I or my team or my real estate brokerage does business in your area, like we just listed or sold a home in your area. Is there anything in the world I can do for you? Let me know. Or whatever. You just asking if there's anything in the world you can do for somebody is a lot different than saying, hey, do you want to buy or sell real estate? Even if there's only so many things that you can possibly do for this person. Obviously, you're a trained real estate agent, so you obviously can help them with that. But the fact of the matter is, you're trying to convey to them that you're just building relationships and making friends with people and trying to be helpful. Now, if you say those words, they're going to think that's disingenuous. But if you literally say, hey, let me know if you need help moving a piece of furniture or whatever, then you're going to find that people are willing to they're going to hear you out a little bit better. Your tone. But again, I also want to say that none of this works If you don't, first assume the name. Next, introduce yourself, first and last name, type of professional you are, and say, from what company, and then say, how are you? And then when they say, I'm good, how are you? Hey, I'm good, thanks for asking. Hey, John, am I catching you at an okay time? If you don't follow these steps, then you're not going to get the results that you're hoping for. Now, it doesn't mean that nothing else works. There's other real estate sales scripts that work. I'm giving you what's worked for me, that I have crafted and perfected over the last 11 years between two different industries. First in the insurance industry, doing business development, and second in the real estate industry since 2019. And this is what I do all day. I do this for a team, have conversations like this, and this works. So if it's not working for you, you're either using the wrong script, or it should be that you're not talking to enough people. That's not really what this video is about. But if you're whatever script that you're using, all of the real estate sales scripts work if you're talking to enough people. And I will tell you, if you're a full-time real estate agent and you're wondering how many people that you need to talk to in order to get any sort of traction, I'm going to say that a good rule of thumb, and again, it's going to be different for every single person, but a good rule of thumb is 30 contacts a day. A contact where you're like, hey, John, this is Fred Smith, real estate agent from XYZ company. How are you? Even if they hang up, I would still call that a contact, because they at least heard your name and they heard that you're a real estate professional, and they hung up because they didn't want to talk about real estate, but that's a person you connected with and you found that out. So I would count that as a conversation. If you have 30 plus conversations like that per day, then you are going to get results. And the way to have 30 conversations a day like this is you're going to use a triple line dialer, and you're going to call 3 people at once, and you're going to sit on the phone probably 3 to 4 hours. And if you're sitting on the phone 3 to 4 hours and having these conversations, and you don't get up to use the bathroom, or okay, you get up to use the bathroom, but you don't get up to, have water cooler talk with your other real estate agents in your office, you're going to be able to talk to X amount of people. And if you're talking to X amount of people per day, then you're going to get results. Now, if you're doing that 5 days a week for 90 days straight, for 3 hours, uninterrupted, no matter what, come hell or high water, and you are not feeling like you're making progress with the conversations that you're having, the leads that you're generating, the appointments that you're setting, and anything else, then I don't know what to tell you, because you're probably just not doing it right. You probably need to tweak something else. Maybe you just need to speak slower. That's another thing on these real estate sales scripts. This is how you sound less salesy, by speaking slowly. You're not trying to rush through the script. You are trying to have clear communication. And some people will tell you that you're not talking fast enough, or they get to the point. Okay, with those people, make it short and snappy, cut a lot of this out. But the fact of the matter is, don't cut any of it out, and don't speak fast until they say, hey, speed it up. Because I don't care what they say. If your default is slow, clear communication, they're going to hear you, they're going to respect you, they're going to know exactly why you're calling. And if they reject you, or if they reject the premise of the call, then you're going to know that they just weren't interested. I hope that helps. Subscribe to my channel, like this, share it with anybody else who you think it might help.